Welcome again to another episode on AgriWorld Solution, where we will be bringing you all the excitement in agricultural world so that you and I can participate in agriculture. Today, we'll be breaking the common stereotype that agriculture or farming is for the men, as we will be interviewing a successful female agriculturist in Ibadan, Moniya. She's an expert in vegetable farming and she deals with all type of vegetables, including cucumber, cabbage, and tomato. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
What's your name, please?
My name is Balogun Kamila Tomolola.
Balogun, Mrs. Balogun. Can I refer you to Miss Balogun? Miss Balogun. All right. It's a pleasure meeting you today.
Same here.
We came to your cucumber plantation, and I can say I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing. So I would like to know, how long have you been cultivating cucumbers?
Going to 2 years now.
2 years.
Yes.
Wow. That's. Can you tell us some difficulties that is associated in cucumber plantation?
There is no cucumber plantation, like a vegetable farming. They have general problems that affect them, like the pesticide, pest infestation, fungal infection, and the likes. So there is no specific problem that is associated to cucumber alone.
Wow,
so we have a more like a general problem. The pest that affects cucumber affects the pest that affects cucumber affects cabbage, affects tomatoes and the likes. But their fungal infection differs because this one suffers from downy mildew, while tomatoes we have different fungal infection. Tomato, yellow leaf curl, early blight, late blight, and the likes.
That's these infestations, do they affect the cost, the general cost you use?
Sure, of course it does. Like for instance, how do I put it? For instance, if you want to cultivate unlike cassava and maize, their cost of production will not be at the same with cucumber, with vegetable generally, because them they are spray, especially cassava, they barely spray, they leave it there, there's no need for watering and the likes. But this one, if you want to get something out of it, you have to spray. So you have to apply your insecticides. Like this one, by tomorrow they will be sprayed their first pesticide.
Oh, okay. You mean they are?
Yes, they are already grown. See, this is it.
Oh.
It germinated. Today is Monday. On Saturday.
Wow.
They were planted on Tuesday. You can see. So this is another batch. It's already.
Okay, I can see some pipes lay over the ridges.
Yes.
I believe this is for irrigation purpose, right?
Yes, this is for irrigation purpose. Though for now they are not functioning because we have rain. But from October, at least they will...
So that means you can do the cucumber plantation in and out of season, whether it is rainy season
or dry season. And it's even more expensive during the dry season than the rainy season. Because by then it's not all farmers that can afford irrigation, and at the same time not all farmers have access to water. So by then it is few farmers that cultivate it. So that makes the price to be on the high side during the dry season. So you make your money during the dry season.
That's amazing. So this cucumber plantation now, when do you determine it is ripe for harvesting?
It's this one is actually a Chinese cucumber. If you care to...
Okay, please let's move over there. Thank you.
If you see the size, we have different cucumber varieties. Some are due for harvest after 30 days of planting. Like if you plant today, just count 30 days. 35 days rather. So they will be due for harvesting. At least you see their size and the like. So from there, you know that they are due for harvesting. This is cabbage. So this is cucumber. These ones are Chinese cucumber. You see, they are already going. You can see the hair. Like I was telling you, this is downy mildew. This is a deadly fungal infection that affects cucumber. So it's more peculiar to cucumber alone, downy mildew. So you can see this one, Chinese cucumber. It's already due for. It was harvested yesterday, but it's already due. Can I have a bite?
Yeah, you can. Is this the size? The size is always like this.
Some prefer it a bit bigger.
Okay.
But the normal size is like this. That is for the Chinese cucumber. But the normal one that is over there, our own, the local one, it has to be. Can you
yes, I don't.
This is our normal cucumber, the local one.
So this is
some used to be very bigger than this, but it depends on the variety.
varieties.
But this one, it produces more. But the size, it's more like, though it was harvested yesterday, that is why you are not seeing a bigger one.
Bigger one.
So this is, it has to be big. Why the Chinese one, just tiny as it is.
So you are saying this thing only takes about 30 to 35 days.
This one is 40. This one is 45. I'm saying there are different varieties. This one is 45 days from planting date. So for instance, if you plant it today, just count 45. From 45 days from when you planted it, then you start cashing out.
All right. So can you tell us if this cucumber plantation, is it profitable?
It's extremely profitable, very lucrative, provided you get it right.
Wow.
So as much as it can give you millions within 6 weeks to 10 weeks, and at the same time, it can send someone back to the village.
So, I understand. So basically, it depends on how you take care of.
Exactly.
All right. So if anyone wants to venture into cucumber plantation now, what do they need to know? How do they get started?
If you want to get into cucumber farming, first you get your land. Then if it is rainy season, you don't need to disturb yourself about drip irrigation. But it's always good to have it, because despite the fact that we are in rainy season, there are some times that the rain will stop. Like a few weeks ago, a week and a half, there was no rain for a whole week. This type of cucumber, they can survive, the big ones. But the small one, if you do not give them water, despite the fact that we are in rainy season, they will dry. They will dry off. So you need to have your irrigation or your means of giving them water. Then you get a good variety, preferably hybrid. There are different hybrid seeds out there. We have from East West, we have from Seminis, we have from Technisem and the likes. Wow. So get a very good varieties. Then you plant, you get your fertilizer, because they are heavy feeders. You need to be feeding them on a regular basis with the correct fertilizer application. Then your pesticide as well, because if you do not feed them, before you know it, all these insects, they will just come, eat all the leaves and the likes, and you will not get anything. And their leaves, it is what they use to feed the fruits.
Wow, that's that. So what are the target market? Who do you sell these things to? Do they come over here to pick it, or you take it over there to them?
No, we take it over there to them. But there is always a market, ready-made market. No matter what you produce, there is no fear of where will I sell it to and the likes. So there is ready-made market. But the thing is, once it's like 35 days, there is a variety that I planted. I start harvesting at 32 days. But thank God I've got my off-takers, because I was thinking it would still be like the normal 45 days. But I did my first harvest at 32 days. So there was no cause for alarm as at then.
All right, that's very good. I would like to ask more questions. You said this is Chinese cucumber, and this is our own
local one.
Is there price difference?
Yes, there is. These are sold per kg, while this one by bags. All this chicken, the chicken feed, the yellow one.
Yeah.
So this one is. But there are some eateries that they buy this one per kg. But it's not everybody that have access to something like that. But mostly 90% of local tomatoes are sold with bags, while this one is in kg. And there is limited market for this. You know, we are in Nigeria. How many Chinese do we have here? Yeah. So there is limited price. Limited market for this. So if you do not have your market, don't even go into this at all.
All right. So do you have any advice, any tips for anyone that wants to venture into cucumber plantation?
It's what I can say. It's a very lucrative aspect of farming, but it's extremely challenging, especially cucumber. What I used to say is cucumber doesn't have a forgiving spirit. If you miss it, if you miss a step from it like this, boom, the person is done for. Unlike tomatoes that will still forgive, this person tried, let me still pity him or her and the like. But cucumber, I'm less concerned. You fuck me up, I fuck you up. So you have to be, it's not for, cucumber farming is not for a side hustle type of person. You get it? So you have to be fully involved for all the processes. But it's a very, very lucrative one, that I can assure you.
Thank you so much for enlightening us.
God bless you.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So this cabbage plantation also belongs to you.
Yes.
So I've been trying to ask, there is this notion that farming belongs to the men folks. The female agriculturists, some people, they have interest in agriculture, but they have the opinion that the farming is for men and it's like tedious, too much work for a woman to handle. So I want to ask, how do you cope?
Okay, first of all, let me correct the notions that some ladies have that farming is for men alone. It is not. It's a general occupation that whoever that wants to make it big, that wants to cash out really big, can go into. So, and as for the tediousness, it is, honestly. When I started alone. I started over there with 3.5 plots. You actually do not want to, you wouldn't even want me to go into that experience. Honestly, it is. If you are not the type that can break your back, you cannot go into it. Because getting farm workers and the likes used to be, and if you even get them, you have to be there yourself. If you are not, spray this, they'll spray something else. This how to spray it, they will do it another way. So it's a very tedious work, truth be told, but it pays handsomely.
Wow. All right. So I will also like to ask, how do you go about this cabbage plantation? Do you plant the stem or the seeds? How do you do it?
All vegetables have seed. Carrots, anything vegetable. Talk of it, carrots, everything have seed. So it's the seed that you plant. You will not see it first.
Okay.
There's something called seed tray. Some do ground nursery, just raise a bed, till it up, as in breaking the soil, or till it up, spread your seed and the likes. But I'm not really an advocate of ground nursery, so I prefer seed tray, because with that, I'll be able to know my plant population, what I will transplant. But the one you just spread on the floor, there is no how you, insect to come, pick up some will not germinate and stuff like that. So you plant the seed. Then after 4 weeks, that is when you transplant to your beds. Then after 60 days, 2 months, they'll be ready for harvesting. You can see the heads are already forming. Sorry. This is the head. It's already, if you can touch it, it's already forming.
Wow.
Then at this stage, you need more of insecticide. Cabbage does not really require fungicide like that, unlike cucumber. But this one, they require insecticide, because we have different types of caterpillars. You know, it's a leafy vegetables, and there are hidden places for those insects. So you need to be spraying them on a constant basis to tackle those caterpillars and the insects. Because when they bore into the heads, the market value reduces or vanishes totally.
Okay, I also want to ask, we are in era in this nation where everything is the cost of every commodities are rising. How do they factor into your production?
There's nothing we can do about that. We just have to get the chemicals and the likes. As the prices of the chemicals are getting increased, the price of what is going out is getting increased. But the price increase of input is not proportional to this.
Yes.
You understand? But at least it is not what we used to sell last year that we've been selling this year.
All right, thank you. So we've been to the cucumber farm, we've been to cabbage farm, and now we are in tomato plantation. So I want to ask, how easy is it for you to manage all these 3 farms together?
Okay, you can see they are in the same location. Okay. Initially, down the road, I have an acre of tomatoes there. I finished harvesting it last month. Okay. But because of water and the like, so that's why I got this place. It was just that place I was cultivating for cucumber, and the other side. I don't have a farm worker, but I have someone that whenever I have a tedious work to do, the person comes in. The farm worker, you pay for them, you pay their transport fare, they get here after like a month, max a month, they run away. You feed them everything, so they run away, and it's easier to get them on a yearly basis. Early of the, like January, that's when it's easier. So it's not been easy managing it, truth be told, but at least with ad hoc staff that I told you, like this one now, someone will be coming in tomorrow to help me do the trellising, like add the rope to it to make it more firm. So something like that, get people to do. But the fertilizer application, I do it myself. Spraying of pesticide, insecticide, and the spraying, I do it myself. Fertilizer application, I do it myself. Herbicide, I do it myself. Just the ropes, because I'm not really used to this type of trellising. So that's why I'm getting someone to help me do it.
So if someone wants to go into tomato plantation like this, what do they need to have? How do they get started? Can you briefly take us through the process of the seedlings, how you can plant it, then how you can manage it, then the duration of the harvest?
Okay. You know, like cucumber that you do direct sowing, tomato, no. You have to do your nursery. Like either ground nursery or the seed tray. If it is the seed tray, you get a cocoa pit. There's something called a cocoa pit, like a coconut shaft. So it's already been grounded, blended, and all that. So you soak it overnight for it to swell up very well. It's in 5 kg. A box is in 5 kg, and a box can do 25 of the of the seed tray, and each cell of seed tray we have different sizes. We have the one of 128, then we have the one of 200. But normally I used to use the one of 200 because that one is easier for me to calculate the number of plants that I want. So a box of cocoa peat can do 25, between 20 to 25, depending on how long you soak it to absorb water. So you feed the cocoa peat, press it a bit, put in your seed. It's more or less like a model, let me see, because it consumes time. The seeds are very, very tiny, so just be putting it in the hole, one per hole. So once you're done, you fill it up gently, then you gently press it. You place it somewhere elevated from the ground, then you keep watering it. After 5 days, if all goes well, 4 or 5 days, they will start sprouting. So if you use, there are different types of cocoa peat. We have washed, we have unwashed, then we have buffered. If you use the one of buffered, you do not need to fertigate. Like, you do not need to give it fertilizer while it's on nursery. That one is already, there is manure added to it. There is calcium added to that one. But if you get the one of washed, you have to be fertigating at least by 4 or 5 days. If you start sprouting, once it's a week, like 7 days after you plant, you start giving it fertilizer. And the fertilizer, just a cap, this soft drinks cap, you take like 2 of it, dissolve it in water, let it be well dissolved with 10 liters of water. Then you dip in gently the cocoa peat. I mean, the seed tray has holes at the back, so you dip in a very flat plate. Then you dip it in gently until you see that the cocoa peat has absorbed the water. Then you place. So that is how you do it. Then after, once you do your nursery, you start making preparation for the beds. Like, you make your ridges, or if you have your ridges already, you till it up, apply manure and the like. So after 3 weeks, then you start transplanting.
All right, thank you so much for that. I also like to ask, like, all this farming, I'll be hearing about the hard work. What about the profitability? Let's assume I'm in urgent need of money. Can I just go into this farming and be hoping to get something that I can, I have needs, I have debts to settle, I have things to do with money. Can I go into it urgently and come out with profits?
Yes, you can, but that is with cucumber. Because cucumber takes max, the one that takes long is 6 weeks from your planting date, 45 days. We have the ones that by 35 days it's due for harvest. So even if you have some debt to pay, you can just tell the person, oh, then in the next 6 weeks you get your money. And you will get it. Provided all goes well, you get it right, your routine, your fertilizer application, pesticide, fungicide and the likes, you feed it very well, it will give you the money, then you settle your debt.
So that means I can even seek for loan to run all the operations, and within months or at most 45 days, I can pay back the loan and I'll still be in profits.
Yes, you can, but I will not advise you take a loan to start a farming. There is nothing that is guaranteed, especially for a starter. If you are a pro in it, go ahead and take all the loan. You get it. Sorry, if there is no village people following someone, take all the loan, you get your money. But there is village people, they call you, answer, that is when something, that is when nothing will come out. But if you are a pro, take the money, as in, for all nothing will happen, your money will come out. That is for cucumber, sharp money, quick money. But for tomatoes, your nursery stays 3 weeks in the seedling takes 3 weeks in the nursery. Then you had another 9 to 10 weeks. Most hybrid varieties are between 9 to 10 weeks. 60 to 70 days, 60 to 75. Like this one now is 70 to 80 days, answer F1. So, but most of it, by 60 days, you start seeing one ripening and the likes. And if you get it right, honestly, I can actually show because I have records on my phone. If you do a plot, if you get it right, you meet a very good price, you can make over 1 million naira.
All right. Let's assume there is someone that have genuine interest in this cucumber, cabbage,
vegetable farming.
Do you think you can take them to like in sort of like to a tutorial where they pay you for the service and you lecture them? Do you think maybe like you said, as a starter, you cannot go into this farming without knowing what you are doing?
Sure.
So if I need my money and I need an expert to like take me to, is there a sort or are you available? It's sort of free, definitely.
Sure.
If you have people that wants to learn, that wants to tap into your knowledge on how to go this thing, are you available to mentor them so that they can start their own plantation for a fee?
Sure, I'm actually available.
All right.
But we can do online.
Okay.
But I would prefer vegetable. It's not really an online stuff of things.
Yeah.
You can do online for the basics, but if you really want to do it, you have to visit a farm. Okay, this one may believe, oh, why is it like this? Oh, you understand? But definitely, I'll be available to take whoever that has interest, especially the ladies and youths.
All right. So, in regards to that, can you please help us drop your number, or is it email? Anyone you fancy, you can drop so that anybody that wants to contact you can contact you, and you guys can.
There's no problem about that. My number is 070
All right.
61 66 4776.
All right.
The name is Balogun Kamilat, Kamut Smart Farms in Monia. Then the email address is kamutsmartfarms@gmail.com.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Dear viewers, thank you for watching our video to the end. As you can see, vegetable farming is a very lucrative business that can earn you millions of naira even with little investment. So if you're a farmer and you'd like for us to come to your farm to make videos such like this, kindly contact us on Agua Solution. Please, if you are watching our videos on Facebook, kindly comment and share our video. And if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and like. See you next time.